First of all, my name is Ahmad Dar Hussein. I'm one of the students of CIMIT program and a Master of Project and Management. Before we proceed the explanation and the improvement of the assignments, first I would like to thank my teacher, Ismail Ulo, who gave us the opportunity to prepare these assignments. And also I want to thank for all the CIMIT workers and other managers who makes us these things analyze them. And before we things, our assignment is based on project risk and management. Now, even though we even though we have a few minutes, like 5 minutes, we are going to summarize our topic. Our topic is based on oil and gas pipelines in construction projects. It's a fair topic and important, and we will discuss the challenges that when it comes to risk management affects those areas of construction as well as oil and gas pipelines. The first tips or the first note is the factors that related to project failure. Every project is trying to proceed. The main effort is when it comes to success, it will be failure or just it will be a complete the objective of the project. But let's discuss what are the main factors that affect the project to fail or just the project is not suitable to complete. The first one is inadequate risk assessment. Most of the project managers make the projects that they don't know what will come or factors that will affect it in the near future or maybe in the next 3-4 months. So if you don't make any assessment of or any risk identification assessments, that means your project will be fail in the next. Maybe if you are lucky, your project will be okay, but in the most scenario, your project will be failure and you are not going to complete the objectives of the project. The second failure it will be lack of ownership and accountability. The second one is lack of risk ownership and accountability. What does it even mean? If there is no someone who can accountable the risky failure and the risky factors that will be effective to the project, that means you will fail at the end of the day your project. Because if the project manager doesn't want to make accountable what he will do or what he didn't do, that means no one care whether the project is failure or success. So if you want to become a successful, it has to be someone who is accountable, who is ownership of the risk. And we know if the project succeeds, all credits will be to the project manager. But what if the project didn't go the way the owners or maybe the beneficiaries want? The third one is it will be inefficient, risky education. And the fourth one will be a lack of a good communication with stockholders. So as we know, the communication is a center of every project success. So if you don't know how to communicate with other people, that means your stockholders or the other people who are affected your project will be dismissing the information. So that if you want to succeed your project, you have to make a good communication with your stockholders. The stockholders will be local people with like employees and also we have external stakeholders like government and other NGOs who are not in the sections of your projects. And the last one will be inefficient of monitoring and control. We know the project manager is the one who's responsible for the project. So if we don't have someone who is coming outside of the projects, like external monitoring and evaluation people who will be who will be asking what is going on the project and project manager will be the one who will answer all these questions. So if you want to succeed your project, you have to make people who are coming outside of the projects, because your employees they are not made accountable to the project manager. So if you want to succeed your project, you have to make someone who is coming outside so that your accountability will be okay. And also we have another topic that is the impact of project risk management failure. Project management risk failure, maybe there are more, but if you will summarize and not tell what the four or three main importance of the impact of project risk management will be cost of running and budget deviation. Cost of running, maybe if the project manager doesn't know how to manipulate or how to make the costs that are going to input the project, that means before you finish your project, that you are off a budget. Because if we explain a situation that equivalent to the $100, but you put $300, that means you don't know how to manage cost accounting and how to manage the budgets that are around your project. So if you don't know how to deal with the cost, that means your budget or your money will be lost and you are not going to finish the project. That means the impact of project risk failure. And the second one is schedule delay. Schedule delay, that means projects we have time limitation. Maybe your project will be 1 year or maybe 6 months, and each task will have a certain time of that, maybe month, a week. So if you don't know how to manage schedule delay, or you want to finish a work within 2 weeks, 3 weeks, but you finished maybe 1 month, that means you are not going to finish your project, and also it will affect the project goals. That is the impact of project risky management failure. And the third one is compromising quality customer satisfaction. The reason we do a project means get quality and also customer satisfaction. We are doing a project and we will deliver to our customers. So if our customers doesn't satisfy their needs, that means we will fail. And at the end of the day, every project and every person will be failure what they need. So every time you wanted to do something, make it something good. Doesn't make something maybe it's just 50-50 and your customers will be not okay the way they do. And also they will not call you another time because you are failure. And the last topic will be project solution failure. So we say there is a failure on project, there is a failure. So what are the solutions that you can avoid in order to make a failure in your project? So we will tell maybe 5 and 4 tips that you can avoid in order not to fail your project goals. The first one will be you have to prepare a comprehensive risk plan. A comprehensive risk plan. Just sit with your expert, tell them what are the risks that we are going to expect, what are the risks that will do or will happen the next 5 months, maybe what are the risks that we don't know, uncertainty risk. Just sit down with your people and ask them what are the risks that we face. So if you prepare a risk management plan that will help your project success, that means you will be okay and there is no such thing of failure. Maybe we don't know what will happen in the future, but you have to prepare yourself in the next adventure or in the next uncertainty. And the second one that you can avoid the risk will be risk aware culture. You have to tell your people risks can happen. So every person must have a contingency plan. So if the majority of your employees doesn't know or they are not expecting a risk, that means you will be failure. Yeah, so you are not going to success. Just tell them foster a risk culture that will happen, and every person will be now and risks will happen. So they will prepare their service and they will be okay for the next adventure. And third one, develop risk strategy. So you see risks and everyone is surprised according to their risk. So a project manager, your owners will ask you what are the strategies that you are going to do in order to solve this risk. So you have to prepare risk responsive strategies. That means no one can defeat you, and according to your strategies, inshallah, you will be successful. So that is the end of our video, and we summarize it. We are not going. We didn't do enough explanation of our book, but according to our time, we have 5 minutes, and just we summarize it, the most important topics of our book. So thank you for our teacher.